Good morning, students. Myself Kamal Nath. I welcome you all in the class of English. Student, we have completed 2 chapters: The Boy Who Broke the Bank and the poem The Lost Dances of Cranes. And I hope that you must have enjoyed story and the poem both. And today I am going to discuss some very specific questions from the chapter, from inside the chapter and from inside the poem. I think you will explore your own view, you will participate, you will listen carefully. At the same time, you will write down these question answers in your copy. Certainly that will help you a lot to understand in a new perspective to the story and the poem both. Let us see the question that I have for you. On the basis of the story, The Boy Who Broke the Bank, what is the opinion of the author about Indian people? That's the question. Obviously, it is very much a logical question, thought innovating question, and you must discuss apart from the exercise. On the basis of the story, you have read The Boy Who Broke the Bank. What is the opinion of the author about Indian people? The story, which is written keeping the psychology of Indian people and their thinking, we Indian people very easily believe other people. The writer, the author of the story, wants to tell, as you have already enjoyed the story and you have seen every sequence, every incident, how it is twisting, turning at every point, how the one thing, simple thing is conveyed by one person to other and that is passed to other, twisting and making just some drastic changes in it. That shows that we Indian people very easily believe other people without our own deep analysis and logic. Whenever we listen something, we should use your own consciousness, our own rational power, logical power, before coming to the conclusion, to the fact. And in that way, the writer tells that Indian people are very flexible. We are easily convinced by others and are guided by their views. Easily just we change our own view, our own concept, and we are guided by the view of other people, what others tell. So the writer conveys in the story how the people in the town spread the rumors, every time adding their own words and their own speculation, their own view, their own guesses. What they heard, they completely changed the just figure and they passed to other. This is what here, the main here focus on the concentration, and concentration by the author, by the writer. He wants to tell to the readers our weaknesses, our shortcomings. According to the author, our nature is flexible. He says our nature is flexible and that can be guided, led easily. It can be easily led or curved in any direction. This is what the view of the writer, the author, what he has said in the story. And we must learn. This is what here our view, to take something, the outcome from the story. What the author, what the writer keeps before us to understand, to assimilate in our knowledge. And what is the here content he wants to tell about Indian people is that we are flexible. Very easily we are convinced. Question that I have made another here: in what way did Mrs. Bhushan convey the news to Mr. Jugal Kishore. You remember very well when Mrs. Prakash told Mrs. Bhushan left Mrs. Prakash there. She ran to search her husband, who was found in the shop of Mr. Jugal Kishore, who had an electrical shop. He was sitting under the fan, and then Mrs. Bhushan conveyed the message to her husband and Mr. Jugal Kishore in complete different color. What was that? And what was her way? This is what the question. What was the way that she conveyed the message, news to Mr. Jugal Kishore? You must be remembering very well the passage in which she was telling Jugal Kishore, why? Don't you know? Said Govind Ram's bank has collapsed, is going to collapse. Bank's employees had not got the salary, and even she told, you don't tell Mr. Jugal Kishore that you have also an account in the bank. This was what the tone she presented. On basis of that, what do you conclude about Mrs. Bhushan? Mrs. Bhushan told the news of the bank in such a way to Mr. Jugal Kishore that anyone could believe it without any doubt or any confusion. Her tone was full of confidence, as if she knew the fact of the bank. She knew the very fact of the bank. Each of her words was full of affirmation. Means she was positive and what she told was correct. That is what affirmation. The way we are presenting anything. So this was the another question. I have some more questions, students, here. Third one. What made the people of the town to believe the news of the bank? Here down is wrong, that will be town. What made the people of the town to believe the news of the bank? The bank belonged to Seth Govindram, you know, who was wealthy and known among the people, famous among the people as pleasure loving. He enjoyed the time, he enjoyed the moment, he went for traveling, holidaying to the different places. So he was known already among the people as a pleasure loving people. People knew that he enjoyed most of the time traveling and holidaying. This pleasure loving nature of Seth helped people of the town to believe easily whatever rumors were spreading in the town. People were passing here and there, whatever rumors, they believed easily. Next question you have here. Let's see what is next question. What is the lesson that is conveyed to the readers? Means what is the message that you are getting from the poem? The lesson or message very easily one can get from the story is that we must very consciously and logically think about any rumor before believing we get from others. Let us first here think logically, consciously, without any reason. We should not blame others, but we should check the authenticity of the news. What can be the news? Is it believable or not? Can it be true or not? If we can get here the authenticity of it, we will try first, measure it, whether it is right or wrong. Then only we should believe or we should really act according to that. Let us see poem, that is the Lost Dances of Cranes, that we have already done. Now let us see question that I have said. What does the information of the poetess Juliet Wilson that we have got from the just poem tell about her life? You have been given here information about Juliet Wilson. I have already given you biography, her work, okay, which other activities she is engaged in, So what these things tell about the life of Juliet Wilson? The information which we got about the poetess tell that her life is dedicated to conservation of environment, flora and fauna. She has written a number of environmental poetry in which she has expressed her concern for animals and birds. Many of her activities she is still engaged tell that she is deeply and emotionally attached with nature and wildlife. Next question is how the other crane is described in the poem. The other crane which is referred in the poem is construction crane, the machine, big machine crane you all must have seen. Although the machine cranes are constructing buildings and new cities, but its function is described in the poem negatively. They are also used to clear forests and destroy the habitat of animals. This is what the negative activity of the crane. What is meant? What is meant by grainy video footage? Grainy video footage refers to the poor quality of video of the cranes in which the people of city can not see and realize the real beauty of cranes. They will soon forget the bird because they don't have the first-hand experience about the crane. What is first-hand experience? They have not seen the cranes live, and that's why they can only see the footage that is poor video. They cannot be impressed, they cannot enjoy the real beauty of the crane, the fascinating dances of the cranes. And that's why this is what I mean by grainy video footage. These were some of the questions, students, that I have picked from the chapter, and I will frame some more questions for you to discuss in the class, online class. Thank you, students, being the part of this video session, and you must have learned, you must have enjoyed these question answers. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.